G'day YouTube. So I thought I'd do a quick little explanation of what this actual diagram means that I'm going to put up on the screen right now. So you have Christ right here, and he's actually on the cross. But if you notice the cross is a T-square, and it is not a full cross. So you have the representation of the duality. As you can see, either sides are pulling up the duality to the top, which is consciousness, which is the white dove. So we have an understanding of why the elite actually use the white dove and the symbology of the white dove as peace. See, it's duality meanings. You got to remember, with everything there's always duality meaning. So you look below and you look now down at Christ. So you have a representation of Christ, which looks like he was actually just a representation of the physical man that was sacrificed and went into the God knowing. As you can see at the top, he has the spirit body that's inside of him. That's the wise and the old that's actually crowned, which means that he himself was open with the crown into the consciousness connection. So you have all the representations right here, including the torn wings and everything like that by the cloths behind him. And basically every single thing that's just written into this drawing was saying that the consciousness itself is one of duality of creation, and all of it equals back to the original God that created everything, which is the flying consciousness source energy, which is through the Christ chakra when you enter into consciousness. That's the only interpretation that this image is supposed to give, not that Christ died on the cross, because believe it or not, as you think about it, Christ died on the cross, okay, to forgive you for your sins. How does that work? Because all sons of God were already forgiven for all sins for eternity. So there was no sins to ever be needed to be forgiven for. So Christ died on the cross was when we forgot and lost our Christ opening and understanding how to connect into consciousness, because everything was a duality meaning in the matrix. So like as the pagans did with the Christmas and everything like that, they wrote this into the historical religion, so it could basically teach people that we could never ever be anything like God, or we could never ever be a son of God, because sin will always hold us back. But even though it says that we were forgiven for all sins from Christ, God had already said that all sons of God were forgiven for all sin. So you have all of this construct that's always mixed up together. You have either sides of female and male, and you can see that there's just the two energies, and each of them are flying up. They have the representation of the knowing, and they're all in the knowing. And at the top, we have the consciousness that creates everything in reality. As you can see, they're floating in the clouds as well, and the sky is opening up behind it. Everything is showing you that the Matrix is a fake construct, and that what you believe and know inside of the Matrix is what you can actually physically do to the Matrix. Cheers. I just want to chuck in at the end a special thanks to David Forslund for his generous donation, mate. You didn't have to do that, buddy, but I appreciate it heaps, and it should help out with what I need to do at the moment. So, praise, light, and love to you, buddy.